What's up guys, this is Alex Wallace here from Wallace Training Systems, and this is how I lowered my cholesterol by over 100 points without medication. For those of you who don't know what cholesterol is or its importance, it's typically broken down into a couple of component parts. There's your HDL cholesterol. This is seen as cardioprotective. This is what you want to be nice and high. There's your LDL cholesterol. This is seen as bad cholesterol, and this is typically what you want to be low. And there's also triglycerides. That being said, those are the component parts of cholesterol, and I don't want to get into the debate on how much LDL actually impacts cardiovascular risk, but it's important that you understand that generally speaking, you want your LDL low and you want your HDL nice and high. I just want to give you the facts on how I lowered my cholesterol by 130 points in 8 weeks without medication. First, a little background. I went to my doctor when I was 18 and he said, hey, let's check your cholesterol. I only know one side of my family, so he said he wanted to check if there was any potential genetic predisposition to high cholesterol or heart disease or anything like that in my family. So we did a basic lipid panel test. And what we found was I actually did have elevated cholesterol. My cholesterol was just slightly elevated at 212. But the reason that it was elevated was because of my LDL cholesterol. This is seen as the bad cholesterol. Again, I don't want to debate about this, I just want to give you the facts. So this was 10 years ago, and this is when we thought that dietary cholesterol had a lot to do with blood cholesterol, but we now know that it's a lot more complicated than that. So more or less what he said was eat less eggs. But one thing about me is I really enjoy breakfast food, so if I'm not gonna eat eggs, I'm gonna eat some other type of breakfast food, and that to me was oatmeal. Oatmeal is very high in fiber, so I didn't intentionally try to increase my fiber. It was more of an accident. I just decreased my eggs, and as a result, I've increased my fiber. 6 months later, we checked my cholesterol, and it was right around 190, so it worked. What I did worked. And over the years, I kind of got a better understanding of what influences cholesterol, and it has a lot to do with fiber. So I've tried to keep my fiber fairly high over the years, and for the most part, I kept my cholesterol right around 190. Sometimes it would creep up to 200, but for the most part, it stayed within normal range. That was until about, let's say 18 months ago, maybe a little bit less, and I wanted to put on weight. So I stayed right around 192, and I don't have a huge appetite. So in order for me to get enough calories in to hopefully put on some active tissue, some muscle mass, I actually intentionally lowered my fiber. And this was to make sure that I had the appetite to actually eat enough calories to grow. And I did. I got up to 208 pounds. Unfortunately, I think a lot of it was inactive mass, but nonetheless, I put on the weight that I wanted to put on. What better time to check your blood work than when you put on a whole bunch of weight? And my cholesterol was high. It was actually very high. It was at 242. This was higher than my cholesterol has ever been, and my doctor said, look, you gotta lose some weight or we're gonna put you on a statin. And that's when I decided to lose some weight. I went from 208 to right around 196, and we checked my cholesterol again. A new cholesterol PR at 279. So in fact, my cholesterol went up despite losing almost 12 pounds. So I figured this was right around the time when I started my cut. If you didn't see that series, I'm gonna link it right above here. Click that. You can watch my entire 8-week cut. At the end of this 8-week cut, I got down to 182 pounds, sub 10% body fat. My waist was 28 inches. My blood pressure was 106/68, and my resting pulse was 51. By all of those metrics, I was the epitome of health. But when we checked my cholesterol, it was 299. This was by far the highest my cholesterol has ever been. So we started to think that maybe I had a genetic predisposition. That's basically that your cholesterol is extremely high and there's not much you can do about it. And he was strong on pushing the statin. Guys, if you've made it this far in this video and you like the content, don't forget to like the video. I'm gonna give you the secret on how I actually lowered my cholesterol by 130 points. Just make sure you hit that like, and if you like the content, make sure you subscribe. I wasn't ready to give up the fight just yet, so what I did is I really analyzed my diet. Again, I document all of this in my 8-week cut, and you can see that I eat oranges, I eat green beans, I eat spinach, I eat bananas. A lot of things that we see are high in fiber. But when I actually added up all the fiber I was taking in throughout the day, I was getting 15 grams of fiber a day. For some people, that might be enough. That might be enough to keep your cholesterol in healthy ranges, but for me, clearly, it wasn't enough. So I did what any extreme individual would do, and I tripled my fiber intake. So I went from eating 15 grams of fiber a day to eating 45 plus grams of fiber per day. I did this with oatmeal, I did this with kashi cereal, I did this with some grain sources. Now I didn't vastly increase my grains, but I did it enough to get my fiber content to over 45 grams a day. And what did we find? In a mere 8 weeks, I brought my cholesterol from 299 to 169. The only thing I changed was my fiber intake. So I always think you should listen to your doctor. If your doctor has medication that can help you, you should probably listen to him. I'm not a doctor, he knows better than me. But one thing that I will say is that medical doctors are quick to put a prescription in your body, but they're not so quick to have you audit your actual caloric intake, audit your daily behaviors, because oftentimes your health is a reflection of what you eat, how much you exercise, and how much you rest. If you're like me and you're somebody who's been battling their cholesterol pretty much their entire adult life, check your fiber intake. If your fiber is low, that could be the reason. So fiber lowers your cholesterol in a couple of ways. One, it can actually block the absorption of cholesterol, or two, it can help your body actually pass bile salts. And if you're passing bile salts through your digestive tract, then your body will draw from blood cholesterol in order to create more of them. Whatever the methodology is, fiber will usually lower your blood cholesterol. So guys, in short, if you're struggling with your cholesterol, try to increase your fiber. You're probably not getting as much as you think. Again, I'm Alex Wallace from Wallace Training Systems. If you like this video, don't forget to like the video. If you're interested in seeing more content like this, make sure you subscribe, and thanks for watching.